It's such a good day today right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show because Mzansi, we are celebrating the fact that we are South African. It is such a privilege to be able to say that, and I feel like here at the Samsung DQX in Johannesburg, it is legend-centric, okay? It is us getting to celebrate the fact that, yes, we're South African, but getting to celebrate people that make us truly feel proud to be exactly that. So whom am I talking about? Well, you already got to see him earlier on. I am talking about the king of the Big Breakfast Show on Radio 2000 with DJ Smooth, and now he is being joined by a legend, a man whose music allows our ancestry to be told in so many different ways and also explained in so many different ways through his beautiful music. Everyone, it is Mbuso Khoza. Let's give him a feel good welcome. I already saw you, DJ Smooth. Hello, Bab Khoza.
Ninja.
I'm
very good. Man.
That's good. And I'm joking. I love having both of you here. I am so glad. And thank you for coming through and celebrating this important day with us, because you already spoke about it earlier on, and you were saying, you know, how important it is to remember just who exactly we are. But this is why then I need to ask you, because as somebody who has seen South Africa grow over the last 30 years plus, do you think that as the youth, we are forgetting who we are?
I think we always do, as much as the emergence of the tools like social media and the digital world, but it has also afforded us an opportunity to learn. And I think it all started around, or it got amplified around COVID-19 lockdowns.
Yes.
As much as there were a lot of challenges, upheavals, and, you know, we got to sadly lose a lot of our family members, but it also gave us an opportunity to not only bond with our families, but to also go online and just seek knowledge. And I found myself, and I saw a whole lot of other people also just delving into knowledge, delving into their history, their heritage, who they are.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that had just started my journey a couple of years just before that, right? My own journey of going all the way down to Ayubonela now. Yes, but I'm just grateful of everything that I've learned and what I'm continuing to learn, especially meeting people like Abo Umkhulu. Umbuso nina ngambiza nethi no baba wethu kodwa siyafunda every day.
Amen.
And ngiyabonga ukuthi I've lived my life up until the age that I'm in, and the age that I'm in I still feel I'm wet behind the ears, because everything that I get to learn, the deeper I dig,
yes,
the more I find that the entire world is actually black.
Yay, because what do you say to that?
I know.
He's
spot on.
He's spot on. I love that. Yeah. And Baba, I need to also ask then, especially as Utijas we're having said what he said, because I was going to bring the social media even go.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of us being on social media, do you feel like it's something that's deterring us from truly finding who we are, or do you think that it is a tool, like Utijas was saying?
It's a tool, but I think it requires a proper understanding, because what is social networking? I think it's an intellectual calculus, meaning when people first maybe went for fishing, they would get what is slippery, and later they would, let's create a net so that I can see what will eat me and what can, you know, feed me. So socially, it's a similar vibe. If we do not realize that it's time that we promote what we are at this moment in using social media, then we are missing out.
Yo, Bab Khoza, you went to the fish and the net, and you are a storyteller of notes. Like, this is why you are so important to, I think, our culture. And this is why we're so grateful for you.
Yeah.
But Bab Khoza, that's why I need to ask you then, when it comes to music, you know, how would you advise young people to be able to continue to tell their stories through music in not forgetting who we are when it comes to our heritage and our culture?
I think it's going to be difficult to move forward if we do not study our history. It's gonna be a problem, because if you look at the history of 1619 in August, Americans were taken here, Africans were taken here. Today they are Americans. They came up with what you call blues today.
Yes.
Today we are ascribing much value to jazz, but what do we have, Tina, in South Africa? We have Pedi music, we have Setswana, we have it, but we haven't had time for it, you know. So, and now opera, it's when people were working hard in the form. So that melodrama, that's not who we are. I'm saying in acting, in theater, and music, we should check. I was even talking about, even during this month, as the Heritage Month, when we look at acting and theater, are we looking at it from the Greece perspective?
Yeah.
Where the king and the emperor is sitting here and they are fighting in front of him. Or we look at maybe King Shaka sitting like this, and maybe the regiments are waiting for him. And then when he comes, he sits. They are not singing because they are enslaved. It is who we are in terms of projecting the music.
Come on, it is who we are indeed. And Smoo, I said it earlier on, where for me, I said heritage is what my parents have instilled in me, and even my parents' parents. Can you talk to me about what the likes of Umabkoza have done for who you believe you are and your identity as a man?
Rest in peace, Koko Mkhulu Credo Mutha. He left us with a well of knowledge, and I'm glad that he left a lot of videos.
Yeah.
And although a lot of his information was expropriated
Yeah.
by other people who then claimed it as theirs, but what was nice is that at least he left some sort of wealth of knowledge through his books that he's written as well.
Yeah.
Not only him, a whole lot of others. And as they say, African history and culture gets orally passed on to the next generation. You know, tina sesebancane bathi niyahlala phana around the farm umntu omdala noma ugogo noma umkhulu kwasuka-sukela khala bonsosi
Phela ngensomi.
umama, and that's the culture that we come from. But mina, I'm glad to be walking this journey. I'm glad to have my eyes opening up kancane kancane. But I'm also glad to see a newer generation of young people using that social media tool to also honestly open up and say, we are learning, our minds are being awakened. We're going through quite a lot as far as a South African nation is concerned. As much as there's a lot of bombardment with negative news online, on the newspapers, on the trending timelines, but there's also a lot of positive things that we're not celebrating and talking about, right? So these are the times where we get to celebrate abantu abenza imisebenzi emihle ukuvula abanye abantu amehlo ukususa inkungu nje emehlweni.
And we're glad we get to celebrate you guys, Betuna. Thank you so much for being here and allowing us to be able to celebrate Heritage Month the way that we should. And thank you for not going anywhere, because Mzansi, we are still with the Big Breakfast Show on Radio 2000 all the way until 9 a.m. And of course, with us finding ourselves where we are as well, getting to celebrate even Umabkoza, kumnandi aba Expresso. So you got to make sure you do not go anywhere. Right about now, I got to check in on you, my beautiful Expresso family. Over in Cape TZ, Foshizi, are you still good?